Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Raj here, and today we are going to be covering iOS 13.6 Developer Beta 2, as well as the last iOS Developer Beta I missed, which was iOS 13.5.5 Developer Beta 1. So, without further ado, that is the storage right there that it took up when I'm at least first getting it, which was about 3.38 gigabytes, and I'm just going to real quickly close off of it because I'm going to also show you guys the storage here that the previous update is also going to take up, which was the 13.5.5 developer beta. So let me just relaunch this real quickly. Right. Alright, here we are, and as you can see here, for the 13.5.5 developer beta is going to also, or at least it would have taken up 3.38 gigabytes. So without further ado, let's go into installing this. So as you can see there, for whatever reason, the install button was grayed out there, but I would just click install now, and I'm just going to enter in my passcode, which of course you guys aren't going to see because it blocks that for you guys, which is nice. It's a nice feature, so I don't have to bleep it out or anything like that. So now it's just going to update and shut down here, so I will be right back when my phone comes back online. Alright guys, I am now back, and as you can see here, the phone has been rebooted. So I'm just going to punch in my password here, and I will take you guys through it. So it seems like here, okay, I just got a few different notifications. Anyway though, looks like in terms of responsiveness, nothing has really changed. I mean, in fact, it's still quite responsive, which is great. Let's do the shortcut test here. Let's see how well that runs. Ah, ran the first time. Okay, that's a first. So it seems like the performance here is really good, actually. Yeah, performance is outstanding. Alright, that completed a successful run. Let's do one more. Looks like it's parsing this information, or processing this information somewhat well, and I spoke too soon. It failed the second test on the 5th attempt, so let's just try that one more time here, shall we? Alright, it is still going strong, which is good for its third time around. So that was only one failure, which is not bad. So the failure rate of this is definitely a lot less from what I'm noticing. Oh, okay, well, I guess there's another one. That's unfortunate, but I am definitely still noticing, though, that the failure rate of this shortcut is a lot less than it used to be, which is amazing. And this is a custom developed shortcut by me, by the way. No one else has this. Alright, let's see. And I'm constantly improving it, too, which is why you guys probably are seeing the version numbers change, is because I'm actually improving this shortcut, so... It's mainly for my own use now, but I might release it to the public eventually. I'll have to think about it. But it seems like it is running very well, which is good. Yeah, I'm not seeing any failures as of right now, or like unable to load screens, which is good. So yeah, that is definitely a positive note there. The failure rate has been significantly reduced, which is nice. It's very nice. Yep, so continuing with the shortcut test here, yeah, after this last round here, I'm just going to go on to some other test here. I'm going to go on to the benchmark test, which I've not done in a while, but yeah, I'm going to just run Antutu right here. Let's see, let's use that once. But I'm going to run an Antutu benchmark as well as a Geekbench benchmark as well to give you guys some perspectives there. If it will decide to launch. Let's just close out of it and then go back. Oh. Well, we're using the app, why not? Alright, looks like this is just some sort of ad that's in Chinese, and I do not understand it. Alright, now let's run the tests. And you guys will see the tests on screen, of course. So, there's that one. Decided to expand to full screen because it's in landscape and not in portrait mode, so it's just running the test here. It seems like it's actually doing a fairly decent job. The frame rate, from what it's seeming like, is decently smooth, which is good. Detail looks decent. And yeah, I mean, overall it looks fairly decent, actually. I'm not seeing any deterioration in frame rates. The quality is, I'd say, holding up actually very well, which is good to see. Looks like the fire truck is perfectly balanced, I'd say, in terms of quality. Oh, there's a little bit of a frame drop there. Yeah, so there's like a few frame drops here and there. Yeah, now is when the frame drops are starting to become a little bit more apparent. But overall, I mean, it's not that bad, I will say. I'd say it's fairly decent. Alright, now it's just processing these frames. And you guys may see that my face cam is probably overlaying some of this test, but that's alright, honestly. It's not really much to see beneath my face cam. It's just the frames that you guys are somewhat missing out on that you guys won't be able to see. Alright, there we go. Now that shrunk back down to size. Now it's going to go up again. It looks like it's now just loading this thing here. So this benchmark is almost finished. Okay, detail looks pretty impressive, I would say. Doesn't look too shabby. And that could just be due to the fact that I'm looking at it through my MacBook screen. But yeah, I mean, even looking at it through my phone screen as well, it actually looks fairly decent. Alright, looks like it's rendering all of the frames, so I just need to wait for that. The phone is definitely noticeably hot on the back, which is to be expected. I mean, it is going through all of these graphically intensive tests, so... But I will say, it's doing a fairly decent job. Alright, now that's just going to go through its little phase there. Alright, yeah, so it looks like a lot of frame dropping right there. Yeah, so a bit choppy in terms of frame rate. At least now you can notice that, yeah, the frame rate's definitely choppier. Which is probably due to the fact that these tests here are somewhat newer and are meant to test newer devices. So, this is probably just the A11 not being able to actually handle this new testing, most likely. But, I mean, overall, I will say it's trying to maintain a decent frame rate, but it's doing a decent job. It's not doing an amazing or it's not doing a terrible job, it's doing a decent job. And there are some frame drops here and there, but, I mean, overall, it's not that bad, I will say. It could be worse. But we'll see the results once they pop up. Once, of course, all the tests conclude. I'm just going to real quickly dismiss that. I'm just going to turn on Do Not Disturb so you guys don't have to see texts or anything like that coming in. And I'll just respond to that text after this video, because it's just one of my friends, so. But, let's see. Just waiting on this test here to conclude. It's just rendering out all the frames. There we go. Now it's just saying, please wait. Alright. Image processing fisheye. Alright. Oh, there we go. Alright, it's about halfway done. Now it's just testing the memory. And the GPU is complete, which is nice. And then it has to test the CPU and then UX, of course. Alright, RAM, random access, which RAM is short for random access memory, if you guys did not know that. So, yep, it's just testing the memory, or also known as RAM, right now. And I'm sure it's going to be decent as well. I mean, I'm sure it's going to do just fine, even though it has only like 3 gigs of RAM, which is not bad, honestly, for a phone. 3 gigs of RAM for the iPhone X is not that bad. I mean, I will say that there are some apps that close out in the background if you have a certain amount open, like, say, YouTube, for example. YouTube is a very popular one that closes out. So maybe a little bit more RAM, or at least a little bit more RAM management might fix that issue in the future, but I mean, overall, I will say, from an overall perspective, 3 gigs is still not bad in 2020, I will say, on an iPhone. 3 gigs of RAM is just fine, honestly. It's decent, but it's not the best, of course. Now, see, Android phones, on the other side of the coin, they have like 12 and 18, like a ridiculous amount of RAM. And the main reason is because Android actually needs most of that RAM. And then, of course, you have the other RAM to run the apps and such like that. But I will say, honestly, that, yeah, I mean, the iPhone 10 still does a decent job in 2020. It's still a very decent phone. So if you were actually wanting or considering buying an iPhone 10, by all means, do so. If you find a used one, or if you find even, heck, if you still manage to find a new one, just buy it, honestly. It's worth the price, in my opinion. It's very much worth it. In 2020. But it seems like here the CPU and memory test is finished, so now it's just doing the UX, or user experience, I guess you could say, or like the overall UI, sort of. Looks like this is now just part of the test, so it's just scrolling through this interface here, which is not bad. It's using inertial scrolling, which is pretty nice, honestly. It's a very great feature in iOS, inertial scrolling. So, yeah, I mean, Android, take notes. No, I'm kidding. But, yeah, I mean, it's still a very great feature, I will say. And now it looks like it's just going through a social media test, quote-unquote. Alright, looks like that might be it, maybe? It's probably close now, or at least by now. And any second or any minute now, maybe? Alright, it's taking a cropped screenshot. Alright, now it's doing a QR code test. Alright. So now it's just scanning all the QR codes. This should be fairly fast, since QR codes are not exactly the most advanced thing, so this one will be very, very quick. And there we are. Now it's 94% of the way done. It's just decoding JPEGs. Alright. Image processing blur. Alright. Alright, looks like we have our score. So, let's see. Alright, so looks like for CPU we have 71,009, or 71,009, and then for the GPU we have 51,758. For memory we have a score of 48,353, and then for UX we have a score of 32,956. So that's not bad overall, actually. But how does it compare to other phones? Let's see. I don't think there actually is a comparison. Is there? There should be. Oh, here we go. Alright, ranking, let's see. So the iPad Pro 12.9 inch, of course, is in the lead with the top score. The iPhone 10 is in 16th place, it seems like, which is not bad. Where would my iPhone 10, wow, yeah. It's in 23rd place, so it's not exactly on par with the, I guess you could say, iPhone 10, technically. But, I mean, it's still decent, I would say. It's still fairly decent. It's around the performance of an iPhone 7-ish, maybe. From what Antutu is saying. At least my iPhone 10 specifically. And if you look at my battery degradation, it is somewhat, I'd say, reasonable. It's at 81% in terms of my battery, and I've had it since launch, so, I mean, I guess that's understandable. I mean, if I were to put a new battery in this thing, which I am definitely going to, then that would definitely speed up performance. But anyways, let's run a Geekbench as well. And I'm sorry this video is probably going to be super duper long, but I want to run these tests just to show you guys kind of like what it can do. Because I've not been doing that for my past videos, and I kind of want to make up for that, so. But this Geekbench test should only take a few minutes, roughly. Maybe actually a little bit less than that. We'll see if it takes a lot less, actually. Because it seems like it's going through this pretty fast, or at least at a decent rate, which is good. It's just running all of these different tests here. Actually, while that's running, I'm going to check one thing. Alright, looks like that is finally back, which is good. But yep, I am just waiting on this to, of course, complete, which it seems like it's roughly on its way to being halfway there, which is great news. Come on. Alright, it just hit the minute mark, and it is, I'd say, a little bit away from halfway, which is not bad. Let's see, my phone is at 80%, question mark? I think it is at 80%, which is still not bad, I guess. Alright, looks like we are over halfway now, which is great. I mean, we're already at almost 2 minutes, which, I mean, is decent. Alright, come on. Looks like it's struggling a bit with navigation. Oh, here we go. Running HTML5, that was fast. SQLite, let's see, that was also fast. PDF rendering, should be fairly decent in terms of speed. Yep, there we go. Text rendering. Running Clang. Oh, I guess that's new. Alright, did a decent job. It's running the camera again. Running N-body physics. Alright, no idea what that is, but okay. Running rigid body physics. Alright. Running Gaussian blur, if that's how you pronounce it. Running face detection. Alright. That was fast. Horizontal detection. And that was done, okay. Image in painting. HDR, okay. Should be fairly decent, in terms of speed at least. And it's probably going to hit about the 3-minute mark, or a little bit over 3 minutes. It's taking a bit to run HDR. There we go. Running ray tracing. Okay. I didn't even know that my iPhone X can handle ray tracing, but it seems like it went through pretty fast, which is nice. Running structure from motion. Alright. Alright, looks like it is going to be about maybe 3 minutes 30 seconds, if I were to estimate. Well, we'll see. Yeah, it's definitely going to be probably over that, actually. It's going to be closer to 4 minutes, it seems like. I think they've added a lot more intensive tests since the last time I've tested this. It's either that or it's my battery that's degraded a little bit further. Running speech detection, alright, that is almost done. Come on, you can do it. And I'm just going to double check one thing, guys. I'm going to see how long this video has been. Jesus, it's been 16 minutes. Okay. Alright, we are approaching the 4-minute mark. Running machine learning. That should be roughly fast. Okay. So about 3 minutes 58 seconds, and we have a single core score of 918 and a multi-core of 1450. Those results are worrying. But it seems like it's on par with average. Interesting. That's not good, though. So multi-core is significantly lower than average. That could just be attributed to multiple things, though. A, my battery's not fully charged right now, and B, it is at 81% in terms of degradation. But see, then again, though, that's the one thing that you guys have to also keep in mind. Those tests that I just ran are not, I guess you could say, imperative of real-world results. So basically, actually using the phone, this doesn't feel slow whatsoever. I mean, this is very decently fast, actually, still. For a phone that's from 2017, this is still fairly decent, I will say. It's a very decent experience. But, yeah, those are the tests. So if you guys liked this video, please be sure to leave a like. Also, if you are brand new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Yeah, apart from that, I mean, that's really just about it for this, and I will catch you guys in the next video, which may or may not be a very welcome surprise. So I will catch you guys then. Peace.